Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad that you stopped by for a visit. My name is Ashley and I created this channel in honor of my dad. He believed that our job as human beings was to simply love each other, accept each other, and try to make a difference every day in some small way for those people who we encounter. That instead of being ashamed and hiding the things that we've been through, we should share them with others so that maybe someone doesn't feel alone or bad about themselves and instead could be proud of enduring what they've already gone through and what they're currently dealing with. That outward appearances are a lot of times simply hiding a lot of pain. That our individual messes could become our messages of hope for others. Dad taught me that the most important thing in life was to be helpful to others. And incredibly, my dad believed this after enduring a childhood filled with violence and abuse and dealing with Parkinson's disease and leukemia for many years later in life. By the end of this video, I hope that you will discover how wonderful you really are. I also hope that with the knowledge that my dad instilled in me, I can somehow make your life a little better. No matter whether we are religious, atheists, members of the LGBTQ+ community, those struggling with their gender identity, single parents, caregivers, or people dealing with the things that life throws in our way every day, we are all human beings and we can get through this together. Our reality is controlled to a great extent by how we perceive ourselves in relation to our circumstances. And that perception can be one of the most difficult things to change. I know because I'm in the process of doing that myself right now. And I know that you can do it too. I believe in you. And I know that if my dad was here, he would say that he believes in you as well. I hope that you'll watch until the end of this video because the last point I want to share is something near and dear to my dad's heart, which he came up with and which I think is pretty cool. First, and most importantly, you should remind yourself every day that you are amazing, simply because you're a human being and you exist. My dad used to tell me to think about what it means to be human. We have these bodies that are not perfect, and the things we deal with can be horrible. But those imperfections and trauma make us unique individuals. We have so many incredible things going on in our bodies that keep us alive. It's mind-boggling to think about the incredible number of cells that our bodies are made of, all of the organs and systems at work. You not doing anything, just sitting there breathing and being alive and watching this video is amazing. A lot of times when the stress of life beats us down, it's hard to see the worth and value that we all carry. We forget about how incredible we are as humans, and we start to think of ourselves as less than or incapable. It can change how we see ourselves, which affects everything in our lives. It even affects how we allow others to treat us. So when you feel down or that you aren't important, remember that it doesn't matter what you've done or what you haven't done. You have value and you have worth in your humanity. You can be your own hero. You can rescue yourself because you're amazing. Not only does the way we think about ourselves affect everything in our lives, but the vocabulary we attach to our circumstances can also change our perception. You can change your vocabulary about yourself, what you say about who you are, so that you can see yourself in a different light. You can shift the vocabulary of your life one simple word at a time. You can shift your perception of yourself from wounded or damaged to brave and a champion by changing one word at a time, the way you describe your current circumstances. My dad said that no one is a failure and no one is a victim, as long as they are still enduring and still here on this earth. He used to tell me that when life was difficult and I was dealing with horrible things, that I should try to say enduring rather than suffering. That you can see yourself as someone who, instead of suffering through the circumstances of life, which can seem insurmountable at times, to someone who is enduring the fight until victory comes. That we are all fighting battles, both in our heads and in our everyday lives, and champions endure the fight until they win. Dad also taught me that the word impossible can be broken down and changed from something negative to a description of the champion that you already are. I am possible. You are possible. And all of the things that make you get up each day are still possible because you exist. Your dreams, wishes, the things that no one else knows about you, that you want to do with your life and that you want to be, those are all still possible, no matter how bad life is right now, because you exist. Because you are a human being who is alive on this earth in this moment. Don't let those things go. Even if it seems hopeless, hold on to them with all of the strength that you have left, because you are possible. You can also change the way you think about yourself and your life by reframing your circumstances. You can reframe the way that you think about what you've already endured when you held on and made it through. And by doing so, you can change the way you see your current circumstances. Reframing is like taking a picture out of an old beat-up frame and putting it into a gorgeous new frame. The frame can actually make the picture look better. The way we perceive and frame our past and our current circumstances affects how we feel. And the way we feel affects how much energy we have, and thus how we show up in our lives every day, for ourselves and for others. Remember some times in your life when you thought you'd really screwed up, or when something happened that you had no idea how you were going to get through. Or when you're accused of doing something that you didn't do, and the people who should have supported you didn't. I was falsely arrested at 19 years old. I was accused of stealing a pack of cigarettes from a grocery store, which I did not do. It was shocking that it happened, and even more shocking to see the reactions of people who should have been there for me and stood by me. The court of public opinion issued their verdict and decided that I was a bad person without even asking me what happened. Ultimately, the charges were dismissed and I sued everyone involved and reached a settlement, but it affected me for so long. There were some good things that came out of it though. There were a handful of people who had my back no matter what and supported me without question. And yes, my dad was one of those people. And it's why I became a lawyer, because I know what it's like to be wrongly accused and to suffer the public humiliation that comes with it. It affected how I saw myself. I thought, those things only happen to bad people, right? And it changed my perception of myself and thus my whole life for years. It's something that I will never, ever forget. I had to learn how to reframe that so I could move on. I was also a caregiver for both of my parents over a span of 14 years. My dad had Parkinson's disease, chronic myeloid leukemia, and ultimately dementia. And my mom had cancer that came back numerous times. I gave up everything. My career, all of my dreams, almost filing bankruptcy due to the financial hardships that come with caregiving. I understand what it's like to put yourself last so that everyone else can come first. To feel like you as a person no longer exist. To lose yourself in the process that you're struggling through. And as a lawyer who failed the bar exam numerous times before ultimately passing it in 2 states, I understand the public humiliation that comes with failure that you can't hide, with doing something that others find joy in mocking you for, telling you that you should just go back to who you were before because becoming the person you want to be isn't possible. I've endured the nasty comments from the most surprising of people, family and even close friends. I also get being scared to try anything new or to take the huge risk to be who you are at your core because life has taken away your confidence in yourself. And because sometimes even the people who love you the most make you feel less than or crazy for stepping out of your comfort zone and finding the strength to be you, whoever that is. Reframe your past and see yourself as a strong, amazing person that you are at your core. And then see your current circumstances as simply road construction on this highway of life. Something to endure until you get to the other side of the mess. Delays and hardships, but ultimately things that make life better somehow. Look at yourself now. Even if things are still not good, you're still here. You endured it. And you're watching this now because you know that there's a way to make life better. You know that you are a good person. All humans are. We are inherently good, but sometimes make decisions that aren't the best, or life throws things at us that make us feel like we're bad people, or makes others look at us like that. But as long as we're still here, we can change things. It's okay. When it looks like everything around you has burned to ashes, that can be a good thing. Ashes can birth new life and bring renewal, regeneration. Remember the story of the majestic phoenix that rose from the ashes. You can rise again too. You can be majestic. When we're hard on ourselves and think that we're damaged or defective, or we let the world's negative opinion of us get deep inside, we present ourselves to the world in a way that causes others to treat us badly. We even treat ourselves badly because we don't think that we're worthy of love and respect. Let me tell you that you are worthy. You have value. You deserve respect. You are extraordinary. No matter what has happened or not happened, no matter what anyone else thinks about you. I really love the word extraordinary. Broken down, it is extraordinary, not lowly or run-of-the-mill, but amazing. If we don't see ourselves as having value, we can end up taking ownership of things that make our self-perception even worse. Don't own difficult circumstances and say, my cancer or my problem. Say that they are the cancer or the problem. Owning things we've done wrong and need to fix is a good thing, but owning everything we deal with is not. Bad things happen to us, but they are not us. They're not who we are. There are circumstances that we cannot control, but we can control whether we make them ours. Taking ownership of things that we can't do anything about except to endure them changes our mindset and can make us feel out of control, overwhelmed, and hopeless. Keeping those things at a distance while we're in the middle of them is possible. When my dad was battling Parkinson's and leukemia, he never once said, my Parkinson's or my leukemia. My mom never owned the cancer that she fought for years. It was never my cancer. I remember when a doctor said, your cancer to her. She told him to never try to make it her cancer because it wasn't. It was a health issue that she was enduring. I know it was hard for my parents to do when they were worn down, but I saw what a difference it made in their perception of themselves. They never felt like victims. They acted like champions, fighting unwanted enemies. I know that you can do that too. I know because we're all the same. We're all humans. These are a couple of the things that my dad taught me over the years, which I saw helped him and have also helped me and my mom. And I hope that they're useful to you. There's one more thing that I'd like to share briefly, which I'll explain more about in my next video. Dad had a really cool way to look at getting through each day that is super simple. And if you don't have the energy or if you're too overwhelmed to make the changes that I've suggested so far in this video, this last thing might help. My dad came up with an idea that he called Carp Diem. Yes, you heard that right. Carp Diem, not Carpe Diem. It's the basis of this YouTube channel, and it's the basis for how my dad lived his life and encouraged me and my mom to live our lives. Dad always encouraged us to seize the day, but when life was way too difficult and we didn't have the energy to seize the day, Dad said we could definitely get through the day and we could do it together. So he said if we couldn't Carpe Diem, we could at least Carp Diem. I'll have a new video coming out that explains the Carpe Diem message in detail, how it came about, and how to do it to make each day better. One of my favorite quotes reminds me of my dad and his mission in life to encourage others and to lift them up each day. It's also what my dad instilled in me, which I'm intending to do with this YouTube channel that I created in his honor. It's a quote by the German writer Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. It reads, "What is my life if I am no longer useful to others?" I hope that I have been useful to you today. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular that you'd like to hear about in another video or something that would help. As my dad used to say, we should all love each other simply because we're all human. He said, you can never say I love you enough. He didn't hear it growing up, so he said it to everyone. Know that I love you all, whoever you are and wherever you are. And I know that my dad loves you all too. No matter how difficult life gets, know that we all can get through it together. Thank you for visiting. I hope to see you again soon. Carpe Diem.